The number one cold traffic mistake every entrepreneur needs to avoid. Hey everybody, Braden Chase here, and welcome to another episode of Good Morning with Braden. It's kind of fun here today, and I've had this idea in my head for a long time, and I've wanted to kind of express it, and I've been working on different ways to kind of share it with you about cold traffic, and what is cold traffic, and how does cold traffic work, and good and bad of cold, like what is it, like what's going on? So one of the things that I ran into with all of this, hey Chloe, one of the things that I ran into a while ago is I was building, my pages, and I was, writing copy, and I'm writing emails, and I'm putting out offers, and I would have people come, I'm like, sweet, and then it would stop. I'm like, oh. And then I'd edit some things and change my headlines and change some of my copy, and like, hey, got a couple more purchases, and then it would stop. I'm like, And I'd change some more stuff, and it would run, and I'd make a couple more purchases, and then it would stop. And I'm like, what's going on here? It was really kind of frustrating, trying to figure out all of these different pieces. And it really came home to me, this idea about hot, warm, and cold traffic. So very quick review. If you know this, it's okay. But if you don't, what is hot, warm, and cold traffic, right? Hot traffic is the people who've already purchased from you. They know you. They like you. They understand what's going on. You're like, hey, I've got this new cool thing. Do you want it? And most of the time they go, bam, yes, I want that. Okay, that's what hot traffic is. Warm traffic is something's wrong. I don't really like this situation here. Can you help me with this? Oh, hey, you're selling a course on Instagram stuff. Let's go check that out, right? They're interested in what you have to offer, but they're not really interested in you. Okay, they're still almost price shopping, but not quite. They're just kind of looking around at things. That's what warm is. They kind of like your stuff, but not really. That's warm. Cold is, what's Instagram, right? What's Facebook? Like, they have no idea what's going on. They're brand new to the space. They don't even know what questions to ask. They don't even know what their own questions are. They're just like, this is frustrating. What's frustrating? I don't know. That's cold, right? So cold is the hardest one to talk to. But like the big idea here with all of this that I'm trying to talk about here, right, is the mistake that people make inside of their funnels, inside of their copy, and whatever it is that they're doing with cold traffic, is that they think of that it's traffic, and they forget that traffic is people. Okay? That it's real people, and these real people have real feelings and history and experiences and desires and future, and they want to do something, and they try and right, as entrepreneurs, I've done this, right? This isn't like, this is real, right? This is something I've done a lot, and I've learned from this, is that we try and build like one sales page or one email or one YouTube video or one thing and say, okay, this is for everybody. And we try and have 3 different conversations or 7 different conversations inside of one email. And if you think into real life, okay, how well does it go when you try and have 3 different conversations at the same time? When you've got 3 different people in front of you and you say, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Right? It's weird. You're trying to hold this conversation over here about grandma and how she's getting old, and this conversation about, hey, I broke down my car, and over here on this other conversation about, I don't know, whatever, my computer is so cool. Do you like my new computer? Yeah, it's so awesome. Like, and you can't do those things all at the same time. The same way that you speak to your mother differently than you speak to your neighbor, than you speak to your significant other, than you speak to your, computer consultant or whatever, you have to speak to your customers differently also. Now, one of the things you go, okay, now I'm gone from 1, but I've got 1,600 people on my email list, or I've got 1,000 people coming to my page every day. I can't create 1,000 different pages for everybody. What's going on? And that's true. You can't. It's too hard. But the tip here for this, right, is to break it at least into 3 different groups: hot, warm, and cold. Right? What are those 3 groups? So you should have one kind of main offer of whatever it is that you're selling, whether it's a service or a product or a course or whatever it is that you do. You have one main piece, and then you must have at least 1, 2, 3 different landing pages or journeys, right? But at least one landing page. This landing page is for my hot traffic. This is for people who know me, they like me, they've already purchased from me, they know what's going on, they just want to check out the new thing. They have one route that they go, and it's different. It's a different route than anybody else. Okay, and then you have a warm traffic route landing page, and it has different messaging, a different headline, a different way of expressing yourself, a different amount of explanation, a different video, and then there's a different step there. Okay? It comes to the same endpoint, but the route to get to the same endpoint is different. And for cold, this is usually the longest one, right? Because we're going to have a lot of explanation, maybe a couple of emails, like this is a long route. But it's a different route. If you try and talk to the warm people like you talk to the cold people, you're going to have clashes, right? If you talk to your mother the way you talk to your neighbor, your mom's probably going to get offended, right? And the same thing happens with your customers. You need to switch that. Okay, speak differently to each one. So that's kind of the big idea with the cold traffic, is they try and pull cold traffic, they try and pull these people who don't know them very well and explain and say, okay, everybody's the same. I'll try and only sell to cold traffic, and all you hot traffic people come over here. No, right? And you get confused, and your message gets confused. And when people sit down and they watch your video or they read your letter or your email, they're like, what? I don't understand. And they walk away, and you don't make sales, and more importantly, you don't help anybody. Okay? Because that's what this is all about. You help people, and because you've helped them, you make money. Okay? That's how this works. So that's the key here, right? Sit down, 3 landing pages at least on any offer that you ever build. Okay? 3 landing pages. You build a hot landing page, you build a warm landing page, and you build a cold landing page that come to your end offer, whatever that is. It's a course, it's a webinar, it's a book, it's a whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, but you got to have those at least those 3. And the more advanced you get, the more developed your business becomes. You're going to start segmenting further. You're going to break those apart. Okay, so this is my warm, this is hot, but this is hot the past 30 days, this is hot the past 5 days, this is hot the past 5 minutes, right? And you do that differently. Or this is cold people from this area, this is cold people from that area, this is cold people from this market. Can you start segmenting? But don't do that at first, right? You will be overwhelmed. 3 landing pages, 1, 2, 3. Okay, just separate those out and your sales will go up. Just by having the proper conversation with these groups, you'll have an increase. And the more that you change those and specify those and make those conversations more clear, little tiny changes like this are what make the difference between, a $1,000 a month business and $1 million a month business. This is what they do. They change that conversation, they take those steps up, and they clarify this is cold, this is warm, this is hot, and they specify better and better and better, okay? So if that is something that you have struggled with, right, this kind of cold traffic, what's cold traffic? Cold traffic is people, right? Have conversations with people. That's what you're doing, kind of what I'm doing here. That's what you need to do, okay? Three different spots, 1, 2, 3 landing pages. Now, one of the great places and tools for this, if you want to learn more, is my own YouTube channel. So get on the YouTube channel, click underneath, right, and subscribe, or click over, or wherever you are, because this is going to a bunch of different places. Subscribe, check out the alert button so that you can see all of these things that I'm working on, and I can answer more questions. If you have any questions, if I said something here and you're like, I don't get it, or if you liked this, please comment underneath and ask those questions so that I can help you. I can create new videos, I can I can answer your questions underneath, and we can, help and progress and have a better life for everybody involved, okay? So check that out. My YouTube channel is just youtube.com/Braden Chase. That's it. I'm very creative in my naming. That's all it is. So thank you guys again. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you another day. Bye.